job. Sup, fuckers. Hello, thank you. Thanks so much for coming to my show. It's very fun and exciting. Just before we kick into it, by any chance, is anyone here having a birthday? Huh? No? Oh, no? Well, good. If it is, happy birthday, but also hate birthdays. That's a lie. When it's someone else's birthday, love it. Big fan of it. Someone else's birthday, yeah? Because you can just go, is it your birthday today? Oh, that's great. Happy birthday. Hope you have a terrific day, yeah? And then that's your job done. But when it's your birthday, all day. Do you know what I mean? Like even the lead up to your birthday, you know, friends and family be like, oh, your birthday's coming up. What are you going to do for your birthday? Are you going to do something for your birthday? I'm like, oh, yeah, might do something. Oh, I don't know yet. Maybe, we'll have drinks. Yeah, come round for a drink. Yeah, come round. Yeah, it'll be a little thing. And I'm going to bring, you can bring them. Actually, no, I don't know them. Let's go out. We'll go out. We'll go out for dinner. That'll be fun. I'll go out. Yeah, I love Japanese. I'll book it in. Yeah, I'll set it up. I'll set up a Facebook event. What? No one uses Facebook anymore? Okay, well, we'll just go out. It's too much, right? Then it gets to the day of your birthday, and for me, that is just a day of anxiety, right? Because I spend the whole day stressing over whether or not I should tell people it's my birthday. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like you know, you're at the office, you walk into the office, and just so you know, I wrote this show a while ago. All right? So sometimes things are going to pop up and you're going to be like, Geraldine, the world is different now. I know. Okay, right. But you're at the office, right? And it's your birthday, right? But you've kept that on the down low, haven't really told anyone. But then Kimberly from HR has found out, right? And she comes storming in. She comes bang, and she's like, why didn't you tell me it was your birthday? I just found out it was your birthday. Why didn't you tell me it was your birthday? Why didn't you put it up on the birthday board? You put it up on the birthday board, then we organise a little morning tea for you. That's why we've got the birthday board. You have a little morning tea, have a bit of cake. Why didn't you put it up on the... Oh, my God, shut up, Kimberly. Like, first of all, you work in HR, yeah? That is your job to know when my birthday is. Right? I write it on the form so you can write it up on the board, yeah? Secondly, you know it's my birthday now, rack off and get me a cake, yeah? You know why it's hard to tell people it's your birthday? It's because it's impossible not to say it without sounding like a 5-year-old. Do you know what I mean? Like, g'day, it's my birthday today. Like, you can try to be cool about it. Yeah, it's my birthday today. It's my birthday today. Like, I've tried it so many different ways. I went to the supermarket on my birthday once. I had a lot on, and I was at the supermarket and I was at the checkout, and the whole time I was there, I was just having this internal debate over whether or not I should tell the checkout chick it was my birthday. Do you know what I mean? That whole time just going, just tell it's your birthday. No, she doesn't care. She doesn't know you, you know. It doesn't know. She asks you how you were. It's a good conversation starter. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Like, how are you today? Oh, good, thanks. It's my birthday today. Oh, my God, you do sound like you're 5 when you're saying that. Mind you, I was at the self-serve checkout, so it was quite the debate going on. The thing is, I don't like birthdays because I'm bad at organising them, yeah? I'm the type of person that it'll get to, like, a few days before my birthday and I'll be like, and I'll send out a text and it'll just say, hey, my birthday's coming up. It's on Tuesday, I'll be at the pub. If you want to swing by, no stress, I'll be there, whatever, you know, no stress or anything. But then I will send that text message to every single person that I know, right? Which just means that I'll be at the pub on the Tuesday, on my birthday, just getting text after text after text, just saying, hey, mate, happy birthday. Sorry, I can't be there. And each one of those text messages is a tiny little dagger into my heart, yeah? Anyone else had a shit birthday? Has anyone had a shit birthday that they want to talk about? Fair enough. Here's one of mine. Oh. But also, just so you're all aware, you've all had shit birthdays. You're all lying if you think you haven't had a shit birthday. I asked, it was at a gig one, I was like, who's had a shit birthday? And everyone was like, no, everything was great. And I went, really? What about lockdown? Everyone had a birthday in lockdown, right? And this woman was like, yeah, I've had a birthday in lockdown, and it was good. And she went, oh, well, I had some snacks and my cat was there. And I'm like, that's a shit birthday. Your levels have dropped. You need to... Here's an example of one of my shit birthdays. Once I had a birthday at La Paqueta. La Paqueta, yeah? It's where they put the la into disappointing birthdays. I may have overbooked and arrived first. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything sadder than seeing a 24-year-old at the head of a very long table upstairs at La Paqueta looking up at the waiter going, oh no, I'm sure my friends will be here soon. And then when they do arrive, going, oh yeah, we don't need those extra settings anymore. That's fine, thank you. Anyone else had a shit birthday? Here's a couple that I've heard, my two favourite ones. This one woman, she said, yeah, I've had a shit. I said, what happened? And she went, once my father booked me a magician for my 30th. That's pretty shit. My other favourite was a woman, she said, I've had a shit birthday. What happened? And she said, well, I didn't want to do anything, but then my friend got me a cake, so I had to invite people around to help me eat the cake. And I'm like, what? That's your cake. Like, you can just eat it. She said, I'm a diabetic. And I'm like, all right, fair enough. Anyway, I turned 40 once. Here's the thing, my birthday is in July, right? And so at the start of the year where I turned 40, I knew that I would have lots of friends and family that knew that I was turning 40 that year, doing the whole, oh, you're 40 this year, you're going to do something for your 40? What are you going to do for your 40? You've got to do something for your 40. You're going to have a big party or something? Or maybe just something a bit small. What are you going to do, a little dinner party or something? You're going to do something for your 40s. What are you going to do for your maybe travel or something? What are you going to do for your 40? What are you going to do for your big 4-0? What are you going to do for your big 4-0? So to avoid all of that, I said to my partner, Kath, I said, can you please organise me a surprise 40th? Right? That is genius for two reasons, yeah? Number one, I don't have to organise it, right? And number two, everybody that gets invited to the party is at the party, as far as I know. Now, when you think surprise party, right, I have an image in my mind, and I'm sure most of you have that same image, is you walk into a room, you walk into a venue, and everyone jumps up and goes, surprise! And you go, oh my God, I can't believe all my friends and family are here. And then, like, Auntie Brenda comes out from the toilet, like, 2 seconds later going, surprise! I'm like, oh, you fucked it, too late. But that's essentially what happened, right? This is essentially what happened. It was a Friday afternoon. Kath came out and she said, get in the car, we're going somewhere. And I'm like, ooh, where are we going? I knew where we were going. We're going to Venus Bay down in South Gippsland, which is where we have our holiday house. I'm just like all of you. Please don't forget that, right? But we have a holiday house. And, well, when, we were organising, Kath was organised, I just had a fair idea that, it's made sense that we would have the party down there. Also, I knew we were going there because we have a family WhatsApp group. And my sister got on and went, what time is everyone getting to Venus Bay? Right, so I was onto it, yeah. But we got in the car and we picked up a bunch of mates and then we drove down to Venice Bay. We actually stopped halfway down, though, and picked up a minibus. To this day, I have no idea why we got that minibus. We picked up no more people. Yeah? We just spread out. Had a great time, had a couple of beers and stuff. I wasn't, not the driver, obviously, but, off we went. And then arrived at the local pub, and I walked in and all my friends and family, they went, surprise! I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe all my friends and family here. What a surprise. And then Auntie Brenda came out going, surprise! Oh, fucked it, Brenda. No worries. And it was just, really, really fun night, and we were having a great time. And then I had one friend that came up to me and she goes, this is so great. I'm like, yeah, I'm having such a good time. And she went, hey, I just have to let you know that I have to go home tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah. And she went, like, I can't stay for the rest of it. I'm like, what? And she went, I've said too much. So I'm like, there's more? And she said, I've got to go. So it turns out that Kath had not only organised a surprise party, she'd organised a 3-day event. Yeah? There were stubby holders. Like, some would call that a festival. I would call it too much, right? That's heaps. You know what that meant? It meant that first night we were at the pub, right, talking to everyone. No one could have a normal conversation with me because all anyone ever wanted to talk about was what was coming up on the weekend, but then they'd remember that they weren't allowed to say anything about what was coming up on the weekend because it was all a surprise, which meant that it just sounded like everyone had had a stroke, right? Just come on, hey, this is such a great party. Hey, what are you going to wear? Oh. I'll go to the bar. I had two friends I walked up to who were chatting, and I overheard my friends Sarah and Andy says to Sarah, and he just goes, cool, so I'll pick you up at 8 o'clock in the morning, right? I heard him say that just as I walked up. And I went, what are you doing at 8 o'clock in the morning? And they went, oh, what? Yeah, no, nothing. Yeah, no, we've got a little something maybe. No, we're not doing anything. Are we doing something? Yeah, well, we might have something, a little something. No, we're just, no. Do you want to go to the... I'll give you a happy birthday. They walked off, and in my head, right, I went, I reckon they're getting a bouncy castle. I don't know where that came from. There was never any mention of bouncy castles at all. It's not like I said to Kath, can you please organise me a surprise 40th and make sure there's a bouncy castle? That didn't happen, right? There was no bouncy... But in my mind, it was, well, yep, they're getting a bouncy castle, right? And then that night, we had dinner at the pub, then we went back home, and we were supposed to play board games, but got drunk. Had a lovely night, was so good. And then, woke up the next morning, pretty early. Kath wakes me up and she's like, hey, Sarah and Andy, like, they're heading off, did you want to say goodbye? And I was like, am I going to... I'll see them later, though, yeah? And she's like, yeah, you'll see them later. I'm like, I'll go back to sleep for a little bit. And she went, oh, OK, no worries. And then so Sarah and Andy headed off and I had another little snooze and got up and had breakfast. And then we went wine tasting that afternoon, that day. Now, wine tasting, one of my favourite things to do in the whole world, right? A couple of reasons. One, I like the pace at which you get drunk, yeah? Because it's just... and then you're gone, yeah? Love it. And also, how sometimes you go to the bar and you can't quite decide what you're going to drink, and you're at the bar and you go, what do you want to do? So we have some bubbles? We've got some bubbles. You don't want bubbles? Oh, yeah, I can go. I can get a bottle of white with you. Do you want a bottle of white? You want red? Oh, yeah, I'm happy to get a red. Whatever you want to do. Oh, maybe I'll get a glass. Yeah, you just get a glass, whatever you want to. But in wine tasting, you just have it all, yeah? Just, And then a month later, a box of wine rocks up at your doorstep, like... What's not to love about that? Yeah? We went to a few different wineries and was having a great time. Then we were heading back right? And I'm at that stage now. I've had like such an amazing time. I'm like, oh, what's coming up next? And then I remembered, I'm like, oh, bouncy castle. I'm going to get back to the bouncy castle, right? But in my mind, I thought, Sarah and Andy, they're getting up early, sort out the bouncy castle, get that all set up, and then they would come and meet us at one of the wineries, yeah? That's what I thought would happen. But then all of a sudden, Sarah and Andy aren't here. And I said to Kath, I turned to Kath and I went, hey, what happened to Sarah and Andy? And she looked at me, she went, they went home. And I went, what? And she said, I told you that this morning. And I went, no. I asked if I would see them later and you said yes. And she said, I meant later in life. It's not the same. I have another question. Is there a bouncy castle? She looked at me, she went, no. And I went, okay. It's fine. Okay, that's fine. But can you please tell me everything that's going to happen from now on, yeah? Please tell me everything because, like, I'm up here, yeah? I'm up here and you are delivering here. Help me down. That's too high. I need help coming down, please. Because there's amazing, but help me down. And she was like, I completely understand. It's totally fine. Yeah, so we're going to go back home. We're going to have a dinner party and we'll just have like a recovery breakfast tomorrow morning and then we'll go for a nice walk and that's, but all the intense stuff is over. I'm like, okay, thank you. So we went home and we had a theme for the dinner party. The theme was apex predator because I love sharks and crocodiles. So everyone got dressed up, just heaps of fun. Best costumes of the night went to two of my mates that came as old white men. True apex predator. Also, everyone had to do like a shark-themed dessert and I had one friend who made cupcakes, right? And then there was like shark fins coming out at the top of the cupcake and then when you bit into it, strawberry jam came out. So good. Others, like Scotch finger biscuit, blue icing on it. Rubbish, get out. What are you doing? No good. But yeah, we had the dinner party. It was really, really nice. And the next morning we had the breakfast, and then like a bunch of friends all brought their dogs, and we just had a nice big walk on the dog beach with our dogs. And it was just, a really amazing weekend. It was awesome. Now I did say that it all kicked off on the Friday afternoon. To be honest, it actually started on the Friday morning. When Kath came into my work. This is when I was a breakfaster on 3RRR, best radio station in the world. A few fans. So Kath came into work and I was sitting there and I could see Kath on the monitor. I saw her come in the building and I clocked it and I went, ooh, I'm getting out early. Right? That's what I thought. I thought she was going to come in and go, oh, come on, we've got to go. But Kath came in and into the studio and live, on air, proposed. If you were listening, you would have heard it, but don't worry, that's on you. It's funny, a few people have asked, like, did you know she was going to do that? Did you know? And I was like, yes and no, right? Yes, I had a fair idea that she would probably propose to me that weekend. A couple of reasons for that. First of all, many years before, Kath had once said to me, if I ever propose to you, it'll be after we've dated for about 6 years, right? And we'd been together for nearly 6 years. And she said, because that is the average time it takes to finish a university degree, and by that stage you know what you want out of life, right? Kath did come and see the show, right? And she said after the show, I'm going to pull you up on one thing. I'm like, yeah, what is that? And she said, it wasn't a university degree, it was a PhD. And I'm like, same thing, babe. So we were about 5.5 years in, right? And also, so I had thought, it's the right timing, right? Also, she had asked me to go to a jeweller and find out what my ring size was. So, but you see, I didn't think that she would do it live on radio, yeah? I didn't think she would do it on air, right? Also because I thought that she would do it... there's a place in South Gippsland near Venus Bay called Cape Lip Trap, yeah? Yes, that is the most lesbian name. Cape Lip Trap. Lip Trap, right? And there's a lighthouse, there's a Cape Lip Trap lighthouse, right? And the first time we ever went there, Kath was like, I'm going to take you somewhere really nice. I'm like, oh, cool. And she went, do you know what? Let's take some champagne, take some bubbles, make it romantic. And as soon as she said that, in my head, I've gone, oh, she's going to propose. And that freaked me out, right? Because we hadn't been together for very long. It was only about 1 or 2 years in. And it's like a 20-minute drive out there. And that whole time, I'm stressing about this proposal because I'm thinking we haven't been together for long enough. We haven't. Also, it's not legal yet, so what's the fucking point, right? And I kind of worked it out. I thought, okay, she'll ask me, and I'll say yes. I'll say yes. I'll say yes, and then I'll go. But let's just keep this between us. Like we don't have to tell anybody. Yeah. I said yes, but just for us. Yeah. And so we arrive at Cape Lip Trap Lighthouse, and it's just as the sun is setting, and it is spectacular, yeah? So we're standing there with our champagne, and we're looking at the sunset, and I'm looking at Kath. Just looking at the sunset at the back of Kath. And Kath goes, beautiful sunset, and I went, yes. Anything else? And she went, no. And I went, oh, sorry. She was, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, no, nothing. I just, I thought you were going to propose. And she went, no. And I went, oh, right, you don't have to be that quick to... We would often talk about that night, just every now and again. One of us would bring it up and go, remember that time, first time we went to Cape Lip Trap Lighthouse and you thought I was going to propose? Ha, 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 ha. It's so funny. Ha, 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 ha. Right? So when I was thinking about Kath proposing to me the weekend of my birthday, I thought, this is how it's going to go, right? She's going to pick me up and we're going to drive out to Venus Bay, but we're going to take a little detour first and we're going to go to Cape Lip Trap Lighthouse and she's going to get bubbles and she's going to propose and I'll say yes, let's tell everybody, right? And then we'll go to the pub and walk in and go, and everyone will go, surprise, and we'll go, surprise, we're engaged. Ah. And then Auntie Brenda will come out and go, what did I miss? I'm like, nothing. That's how I thought it was going to go, right? So when Kath came into radio in the morning, right, I wasn't expecting the proposal. Here's the other reason why, is because we watched plenty of proposals, like public proposals, yeah, the ones that go viral and stuff on the internet, and we love them. Oh my God, it's like, oh my God, that's so beautiful, that's so romantic, oh, but also, not for us. No, thank you. Ooh. Oh, no, it turns out it is for us. Okay, yep. So Kath came in and she sat down and she said, now, most of your listeners would be aware that I've been organising a surprise birthday for Geraldine. I'm like, oh, really? And I've just brought in a couple of presents and there's a couple of things just to give Geraldine a couple of clues as to what's going to happen this weekend, right? Now, in my mind, these are clues that she's going to propose to me later this afternoon at Cape Lip Trap Lighthouse, right? So first one, open it up, big thing, it's a board game, right? And it's a board game because we were supposed to play board games on that Friday night, but we got drunk instead, right? But the board game was the game of life, right? So I've looked at that and gone, oh, could you be any more obvious? Of course it's the game of life because you're going to propose to me later this afternoon at Cape Liptrap Lighthouse. Whatever, right? Next one, I open it up, it's a bottle of wine. Oh, bottle of wine. I'm like, yeah, bottle of wine because we were going wine tasting. But in my mind, bottle of wine, I'm like, yes, wine, because we both love wine and we're going to drink it together till we're dead, right? Next one, open it up, it's a little box. Oh, it's a little box. Oh, open up the little box. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. Why? Because you've got the ring and you're going to give it to me later this afternoon at Cape Liptrap Lighthouse. That's why there's no ring. There's nothing in there, right? And then I turned and then Kath was down on one knee and I went, shit, right? And Kath was down on one knee and then she's doing a lot of talking, right? But she's not saying the things that she's supposed to be saying. Do you know what I mean? And then I worked it out. It's because she was going, oh, I've got to be down on one knee, but the mic is... Oh, what am I going to... I don't know what to do. Like the mic and it's got to be down here and it's up there. And I looked at her and said, oh, babe, just do this, yeah? Anyway, figured it out. And she proposed and I said, of course I bloody will, right? Now, I said that because we were live on radio, yeah? I had to make it exciting. I had to make it fun. I couldn't just say yes, like close your eyes. Will you marry me? Yes, boring. I'm a professional, yeah? I would have made it fun and exciting. Will you marry? Of course I bloody will. Triple R filmed that and they put it up on the internet, put it up on Facebook, and that video has been viewed more than 775,000 times, yeah? That is so much more than any stand-up clip that I've ever put up. So public. So public. Shani, when we got marriage equality, we'd have a lot of people ask us, they're like, oh, so you guys, will you guys get married? And we're like, oh, yeah, we'll probably get married. And then they'll be like, who's going to ask who? But who's going to ask who? Who's going to ask who? And it's like, it doesn't fucking matter, mate. But Kath said to me once, she said, I will ask you. I will ask you because if you ever ask me, I won't take you seriously. I'm like, that's probably fair. I do have... I made a little video and it just demonstrates why Kath is probably actually right about that statement. So let's watch the video. So we are just coming down from the top of Falls Creek. I just asked Kath to marry me and she said yes. Been on the luge at Rotorua, and on the way down I asked Kath to marry me and she said yes. And I having a lovely time in Sydney in front of the Opera House just after to marry me. Here we are at another beautiful winery and I've just asked Kath to marry me. Yes, Kath. It's a winery that we were at 4 years ago when Kath and I first started dating, so I thought it was a beautiful opportunity to ask Kath to marry me. And she said yes. And I asked Kath to marry me and she said yes, which is very convenient because I have it all set up. Here we are. That's been doing a lot of landscape gardening while we're here on holidays, and it's really great. So I asked her to marry me, and she said yes.
Geraldine's going to tell you all that she's asked me to marry her, and I said yes. But it's all a big crock of shit. Happy New Year! my favourite one ever.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Took me 5 years to make that, so much appreciated. Obviously, we love a winery. Love to travel, Kath and I. We love travelling. So I'm excited about our wedding, but can't wait for the honeymoon. I'm pumped for the honeymoon. We love to travel, and here's the thing: when Kath and I travel, we like to do it like boomers or rich families. Yeah, like if there's a tour, we're fucking doing it. Yeah. Like to go to a place and be like, what's the number one thing to do here? What's the big tourist attraction here? Yeah, like for example, we went to Bunbury. People been to Bunbury? Yeah. Oh, cool. So you back me up on this, went to Bunbury and we're like, what's the number one thing to do here? And in Bunbury, turns out it's ice. Yeah? But I've already done heaps of ice. So I was like, what else can we do in Bunbury? Bunbury dolphins. Go swimming with dolphins in Bunbury. That's the thing that you do there. And like I did it because I love a bit of adventure. But also swimming with dolphins was never high up on my list of things to do. And I know for some people it could be number one. Like people are, oh my God, I'd love to swim with dolphins. What an amazing experience. Just imagine being in the water. You'd just be so connected to them. Like, they're such amazing animals, yeah? But nah. Like, do you know, here's the thing. Dolphins, they're great. Dolphins are great. But dolphins love sex. They love it. They love sex. And dolphins know that we know that they love sex. Yeah? I don't want to get in the water with that. Do you know what I mean? Like a dolphin swimming. Ooh, swim with me. Oh, what? No, thank you. I would rather go swimming with sharks, yeah? And know people are like, but you could get attacked by a shark. I'm like, yes, but I would rather get attacked by a shark than tapped by a dolphin. We've been to the Waitomo Caves in New Zealand. If you ever get a chance to go there, highly recommend it, love it. And when you go, like there's like glowworms in the caves, right? And so when you go through, you've got a couple of options. Like you can walk through a bit of it, or you can go in a boat, or blackwater rafting, right? I was like, that's what we're doing. Blackwater rafting, sick, yes, right? So I booked it in, I was so excited, I was reading the reviews, and there was one review that stuck out and one review that just went, this was so disappointing. I thought this was going to be much more exciting and exhilarating, but it was actually pretty tame, right? And Kath read it as well, and she went, it is so annoying when people write these reviews and they've got no idea what they're talking about. I'm like, what do you mean? She went, it's blackwater rafting. And I went, yes. And she went, do you know what blackwater rafting is? And I went, no. I said, well, think about it. Like, whitewater rafting, yeah, it's called that because all the water's churned up and it's white, yeah? But blackwater rafting, the water is still. I'm like, So it's floating. And she went, yes. And I went, but in the dark, woo, let's go, right? So we went blackwater rafting, and I loved it. And like the tour guides are there, and they're like pumped and excited, and they're handing give you tubes, right, to fly it on, right? And they're handing out the tubes, and one of them gives one to me, and he goes, hey mate, take a big one, take a big tube, more comfy, take a big tube, more comfy. And I went, oh cool, thanks mate. That's a lie. A big tube is not more comfy, yeah? It's not more comfy at all. Big tube, that means a big hole, yeah? That means, like, everyone's, like, in the tube like that, and I'm... I can be there, or... They're my options. That's not comfy, right? And even at the start, like the guys, they're not even in their tubes, yeah? They're just walking alongside, holding their tubes. Come on, guys, we're going to float down. And I'm just floating alongside them. This is great, having a great time. Eventually, I got sick of it, right? I got sick of that. I got sick of that, and I went, do you know what? I'm just going to get out. I'm just going to get out and walk. I can just, walk along and hold my tube. I don't need to be floating. I'll just get out and walk. And then I got out of my tube and went, whoa, that is deep. There is no walking here, right? It's so deep. And I don't know if you've ever been in deep water in a cave trying to get back into a big tube. It's hard, yeah? It's really tricky, because you want to boot and it flips over. But at this stage, the whole group has stopped, right? I'm up the back of the group because we're here to, look at the glowworms, right? So they start talking about the glowworms and I'm at the back just, that's really... I didn't know that about glowworms. And then someone's turned around and gone, oh, no, someone's fallen out of their tube. Someone's fallen out of their tube. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm all right. And then, one of the guys starts swimming and going, guys, don't be embarrassed to tell us if you've fallen out of your tube, yeah? Don't be embarrassed. We can help you get back in your tube. Don't be embarrassed to tell us if you've fallen out of your tube. Oh, my God. I'm not embarrassed to tell you that I'm embarrassed to tell you I did it deliberately, but, I got back in my tube, it was all good. All right, one more adventure story. Went zip-lining in the Otways. Do it if you can. It's so much fun. Here's the thing about zip-lining is, basically you just go from treetop to treetop, right, in like a flying fox thing. And so it's a bit exciting. Also, you get a beautiful view of the forest, right? And we did it. And as we were walking through, basically you go up to a tree and they go, the zip line, and there's halfway through, the guide was like, right, this next one, this is our longest one, right? And you'll notice... because it's so long, we made the rope go up at the end, yeah? Because it's so long, you actually pick up a bit of speed, and so we make the rope go up at the end to stop you from smacking into the tree, right? I'm like, that's a great feature, yeah? Now, I don't know if your mind does this, but my mind, right, sometimes when it's listening to instructions, usually pretty early on, my mind will come in and be like, I reckon we've got this from here. So when they said the rope goes up at the end, basically what that means is it's there to slow you down, but it means that sometimes you might not make it to the end, right? So when they said that, my mind comes in with, hey, that's going to be you. Sorry, what? Have a look around, look at everybody else, you're not making it to the end. Okay. Do you know what to do if we don't make it to the end? No. Let's find out, right? So tune back in, just as the instructor goes, and that's what you do if you don't make it to the end, right? I was like, I'll be fine. I'll just watch what everyone else does, and because I wasn't first or anything, so I sat back and watched everyone. They all made it to the end, right? Then it was my turn. Now, like I said, you've got a harness and you've got a rope that attaches you to the flying fox thing. So when you go, you can hold on, right, to the bars, or you can let go, yeah? I'm a maverick, I'll let go. Did some sick tricks, went back, flipped over, Superman, the salmon, just heaps of... That's a cool thing. And then I could see the end coming up. I'm like, right, get back into position. I got back up. I got one foot on the platform, and then I rolled. Rolled back. And then all of a sudden there was a rope that was in front of me, and my mind's like, grab that. I'm like, got it. And correct, because the instructor was like, grab hold of the rope. And I'm like, yeah, got it, thank you. And then this is when I panicked a little bit, right? Because I didn't know what to do next, right? I was just hanging there I was just like, I could be here forever now, because I don't know what to do. Turns out though, I didn't need to worry, didn't need to panic, because I didn't have to do anything, yeah? It was just the instructor at the other end of that rope had to haul me in, yeah? So it was just her like this. And there's me, just dangling over the otways, just slowly being dragged in. I'm like a fat toddler that's been lifted up out of the car because they're pretending that they're still asleep. Looked at her the whole time, yeah? Just eye contact. I went, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to help you. And she goes, if you could just start walking. Oh, I'm at the end. Anyway, that's the ring, by the way. So that's my ring. I know. Look at that, and then look at that. Do you want to? I don't even have my ears pierced. Do you know what I mean? Like it's. But here's the thing. When Kath gave it to me, she said, I know you don't wear any jewellery, right? So I just figured if I was going to get you a ring, I was going to get you a fucking ring. And I'm like, oh yeah, fair enough. A lot of people have kissed it, I'll be honest. My nephew saw it, he looked at it and he looked at me and he went, do you watch the NBA? And I'm like, okay. And Kath gave it to me though. She said, you've got 12 months to get me mine. And that was 2 years ago. Thanks very much, good night. Obviously, this is my time to do. It's my chance to be the organised one, right? Normally, I'm not the person that does the organising, right? I'd handball that off to Kath, but this time I had to do it. So I went, okay, I can do this. I can get her a ring. That's fine. I can organise that. It's a big deal, but I can do it, right? Okay. So first of all, I'm going to have to work out what kind of ring she would like, and I knew that she liked sapphires. I knew she'd like a sapphire ring. And also there is an antique jeweller that she followed on Instagram, and he likes to model the rings on his own fingers, and we call him Hairy Finger Man. Here's an example. But that's a beautiful ring, yeah? Here's another example. We love him. Also love it because sometimes he goes, I'll just put all the rings on one finger. Yeah? There we go. Love it, right? There's my starting point, right? I'll go... I know that she loves, and, sapphire ring from here, I'm off to the right track, right? So I thought, I'll go to his website and I'll have a look, maybe see what he's got available. But that's his website. That's from 1994. There's no online purchases happening there, right? So I'm going to have to send someone into the store. But the store is in London, right? Thankfully, I know someone in London. Kath's best friend lives in London. And when I say best friend, let's remember that we are lesbians and it is her ex-girlfriend. That's Jess and Kath, and that's when they rode a tandem bike across Scotland. That's so gay. Anyway, so I got in touch with Jess, and she went into the jewellery store for me, and she would take pictures and send them out. So we kind of together we picked out a ring. She bought the ring. The receipt is made out to her. I'll pay one day. It'll be fine, right? And then the next step, I was like, oh, that's one step done. All right, next step, I've got to get the ring, right? I've got to get the ring. She's in London. How do we get... Not something that we really wanted to pop in the post, right? And she said, I've got some friends that are coming to Australia. I'm like, that's great. Would they bring the ring? She goes, yeah, they'd be very happy to do that. And she said, the only problem is that they're only going to Sydney. I don't think they're going to come to Melbourne. And I'm like, okay, all right. I said, do you know what, let's do it. Get it to Sydney. I reckon I can make it to Sydney and back again without Kath noticing, right? So one morning, Kath got up and went to work, and I got up and flew to Sydney. I am on the plane, straight off the plane, onto the train, right? And went to a cafe and met these two complete strangers. Thankfully, they handed over the ring. I was, got it. But then I had a bit of time up my sleeve, so we went sightseeing. Took it down to the harbour and went to Luna Park. That was fun. Saw the bridge. Then we went on a ferry past the Opera House and then took her to the lounge, fancy, right? And then when I got it home, I made it pose with the dogs. There's Lloyd and Harry, little Harriet. And then it was like, okay, I've got to put this away. And I hid it, put it away. And then I looked at the time and was like, Kath and I were going to a party that night, and I was like, I reckon I've got time for a nap, right? I can squeeze in a nap here, right? So put my jammies on, hop back into bed. 10 minutes later, Kath gets home and goes, have you even gotten out of that bed today? Done a couple of things. So I was like, okay, step 2's done. I've got the ring, right? And then next step, I had to give Kath the ring. And I didn't, I wanted to make that special, obviously. I didn't want to go, there's your ring, babe, right? I wanted to make it special. Now, this is leading up to Christmas, and Kath loves Christmas and her parents love Christmas, right? So I thought it'd be really nice if I could give her the ring on Christmas Eve with her parents there. And obviously I wanted to do that at Cape Liptrap Lighthouse, right? So I was like, all I need to do now is figure out a way to get everyone to Cape Liptrap Lighthouse on Christmas Eve so I can give Kath the ring there. And how am I going to do? I had to work out how to do that without causing any kind of suspicion, right? But it was like a couple of weeks away, and I was like, I'll worry about it later. I'll get into it, right? And that night we went to a Christmas party, and we were standing there talking to some mates, and one friend turned to Kath and, said to us, so what are you guys doing for Christmas? And Kath was like, oh, we're going to be down at Venus Bay. And then she stopped and she turned to me and she went, oh, by the way, I keep on forgetting to tell you this, but on Christmas Eve, we're going to go to Cape Liptrap Lighthouse with Mum and Dad and have dinner there. And I went, cool. I held it in. And then Kath turned back around again and kept talking to my mate. And then I stood behind Kath going, the woman is so organised. She's organised her own fucking surprise. Yes. Oh, so relieved. It was so good. So then I had the ring, right? We organised champagne and stuff, and I got the ring, and I put the ring, in that little coin part of your pants. I thought, oh, it'll be safe in there. I'll just put it on, it'll be safe in there. Don't worry, it was safe. It was so safe. It was too safe. I could not get the fucker out. I couldn't. I'm only telling you this because, yes, I filmed it, obviously. I filmed it and we're about to watch it. And I just have to let you know that I'm waffling a lot. I'm just banging on a bit, and it's because I can't get the fucking ring out. And then I get all nervous about it, and it's all a bit... Anyway, we can watch it. All right, here we are. You know what that is?
It's a lighthouse.
That's Cape Liptrap Lighthouse. And Kath's looking at me a bit weird. Just put something in her pocket. I wonder what that could be. Might put something... What is it? Did I... Might have just given her...
What's that?
An actual engagement ring because although I didn't just ask her to marry me and she did say yes, She said yes a long time because I said yes a long time ago.
Look at that! Look at that, baby! Oh, babe.
I did good. Thank you. Yeah, we did it. Here's the thing. Because I'm unorganised, I quite often get told that I'm lazy, and I've said that about myself as well. I've been like, oh, I'm so lazy. But I want to change the narrative on unorganised people being lazy. I don't necessarily think that's always the case, right? Because, I mean, obviously, Kath did an amazing job at organising this 3-day event for my birthday with a beautiful proposal to go with it. But she didn't write a fucking show about it. This one did. Thanks very much for coming to it. Obviously, yeah, huge thanks to everyone that put this on, and obviously a big thanks to Kath, you know, big star of the show. I'm going to go. Thank you very much. I will leave you. There's one more surprise after I go, but thanks very much. Good night.
She's I don't know how to help you.
There you go. You made it.
Sure.
Look at that.